Have you always wanted to start your own business? Do you have an innovative idea or an invention, but just don't know how to turn it into a company? Are you already in business and need some help growing? The BRF's Entrepreneurial Accelerator Program can help. At EAP, we work alongside you, helping you with things like financial modeling, funding strategy, pitch preparation, and marketing strategy. So what are you waiting for? Go to eapla.com today and set up a time to talk with our team. Let EAP help you launch or grow your business in North Louisiana today.
Welcome back to On the Cusp, and back with me in season 3 is my co-host Matt Snyder, and with us today is Billy Hargrove from Hargrove Roofing.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, well, there's a great story behind Hargrove Roofing, and tell us about you and Hargrove Roofing to start.
All right. Well, so I was an architect. I'm a licensed architect, and it was back in 2017. My brother had started Hargrove Roofing, and I was an architect. We were not together. I never thought that I would be in roofing, not 1 second. And so I actually called my brother and said, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" And so I had just become a partner at my architecture firm that I worked so hard for with Chris Elberson over at Somdahl. I love Chris and Somdahl. And then something tragic happened in 2018. My dad unexpectedly passed away. And that was in May of 2018. And I was actually going to move. My house was on the market. I was moving to Dallas. I was going to open up a Somdahl branch there and do architecture with Chris still and work from Dallas. And when my dad passed away, I kind of just, none of it mattered. I had to kind of look at life in a whole different way and try to figure out what made me want to do things, because at that time I didn't want to really do anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do next. It changed everything for me. And so I decided I wanted to be with family. I wanted to be close to family in Shreveport. And, my brother had been asking me to come to Hargrove Roofing before my father passed away. And I kept on saying, "You're crazy. That makes no sense. I don't know what I can do for you." And so then after he passed away, I just was like, well, I'll go to Hargrove Roofing. And
that's how you got it started.
And so I jumped on about less than a year after my brother had started it. And I knew he needed help. He was not really great at the managing part. He was great at sales, and people love him. So when I went over there, I had my father-in-law think I'm crazy. I tried to show him our sales, because I was going in, I got all the sales from him, and told my father-in-law, your daughter's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And I had the unfortunate part. I had to tell Chris Elberson, who was like my mentor, and he's still a great friend, and that was no fun. And I kept my license because I worked so hard to get my license. So I still have it today, and I came into Hargrove Roofing just full guns blazing, trying to figure out what their problems were with management and organization. And I also wanted to grow the commercial roofing aspect, because I have in architecture, Chris and I did a ton of medical around town. We did a lot of work with BRF to Ochsner to Willis Knighton to Christus. Yeah. So I was like, well, I can. And then when I was going over to Dallas, I was always speaking the language of healthcare over there, just getting contacts over there. So I was very comfortable walking in the hospitals and talking to their administration.
And how many offices do y'all have now?
Well, now we have 7.
7 offices, and where are they?
So the offices are Shreveport, Natchitoches, Texarkana, Tyler, Lafayette, Houston, and Austin.
And you run all of that right out of here in Shreveport?
All out of Shreveport.
Yeah. So you can't, a lot of people come to us and they say, "Oh, you can't be in Shreveport and run a business with, all over the Southeast and Southwest, and you're doing it every day."
It's probably easier.
Really? Why is that?
Shreveport's such a good corridor next to all these great cities that are growing, and just like Shreveport, but that are already huge, like Austin and Houston. And then Tyler is very comparable to Shreveport, and Texarkana is too. They're all growing, and and you are in this corridor where you can get to everything very quickly. And on top of it, Shreveport's very affordable. So if you go to a Dallas or Houston to start the office, which we've started offices there, and it sinks pretty quickly right off the bat because of your overhead and your
Because everybody comes to us and they tell us, oh, I got to be in Dallas or Houston to start this business. And we're no, don't go. Your money's going to go further.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we were, and it goes back to when I was at Somdahl and I was going to go to Dallas. Somdahl was still going to be Shreveport headquarters. Because we could hire architects and have lease rates that are much more feasible. The architects make less in Shreveport, but they actually have more money.
Right.
An interesting thing is I'm involved in your company. I've worked with you since the beginning from a marketing standpoint, but finding employees. I think when you think of these big cities like Houston and Austin and Dallas, I would naturally think, oh, it's going to be easier to go find a huge amount of salespeople. But your staff in Shreveport has been way more consistent.
It is. Something we notice about the big cities is that, everyone's offering this base salary to go work at Dick's Sporting Goods or Target that's pretty good, compared to Shreveport, but you can't live off of it in those big cities. And so what's going on in the big cities, we have a harder time hiring because, ours is a lot based off 1099 and sales, and a lot of the younger generation doesn't want to work hard to get their money, and they take that easy Dick's Sporting Goods job, and I don't think that their future is going to be as bright doing that. And here our salespeople take the job, the cost of living is very feasible, and they're building themselves up to a leadership position.
Right.
And,
so there's plenty of opportunity here. So you're saying it's pretty easy to recruit and hire people in Shreveport as opposed to Dallas.
It's been much easier.
Much easier.
The amount of money, the spend to recruit one person in those big cities too.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to spend way more money to catch the fish.
You do.
Yeah. I've had companies tell me that before. They've tried to expand to the Dallas-Fort Worth market, and just the cost of the marketing goes up by probably 2, if not 3 times.
Right.
And you just can't afford to market there.
No.
The cost of acquiring one customer is, exponential.
Yeah.
Well, the growth of Hargrove's is so cool because, you said the timeline, but that's 5 years. In 5 years, 7 markets. That's
well.
Quick
The
growth.
other thing you were talking right before, but Hargrove Roofing does the Houston Astros.
That's right.
The actual baseball stadium.
That's right. We just tell them we live in Houston. But,
somebody on the team lives in Houston.
Okay? No, but we have a really good Houston team, and the Astros are awesome people. They've been really great to work with, and we have a good Houston team that lives in Houston, and we maintain that roof, and we have a guy that's constantly, over there every month.
On that roof.
Mm-hmm.
Billy does a very good job of being present and being in these markets. He does a lot of traveling. We did the deal with the Astros, and I hadn't been. We went and we met with them, and I hadn't been back in probably 4 months or something. And I went to a game, and me and Billy are walking, and we walk into a room, and all the staff, "Hey, Billy!" I'm like, "Oh, you've been coming home."
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, you've done it in 5 years. You've built this company in Shreveport. 5 years is pretty quick. What's next for you guys?
There was a point where I was like, are we growing too fast? And I think we did the right thing. We had some great years, and we put the money back into the company and grew. Instead of the owners going to buy yachts and cars, we did it right, and we put it back into the employees and into the growing. And so now everyone's really doing well. All the branches are doing well. And so I'm really excited just to fine tune everything and make sure that all the branches are running the way that I know they should, and the way that we implement our systems, and before I do anything else. I don't want it to, everyone's like, why aren't you in Dallas? That's the hail capital of the world. I'm like, well, we don't just go to a city. We try to find there's got to be a good reason. There's got to be someone we trust. There's got to be the right time of our growth. So right now I'm very interested in just all the branches, all 7. If you count commercial roofing is its own division. So that's 8 that we manage. And they're all operating great and efficiently, and so I'm just excited about
Controlled
that.
growth is always important.
Right. So we're just gonna make our bank healthy and make sure the employees are all healthy, and our motto is good communication leads to great quality, and if we can't do that, then I'm not gonna keep growing.
I understand.
So
for somebody that's starting a business in Shreveport, if they came to you and said, hey, what are the things you really need to consider? What would that be? What would they need to consider?
You just did this for me in the lobby. You're like, Matt, this turf thing. Okay, here we go.
So Shreveport, for one, I mean, it's the leases are great. The business. I mean, if you're a Shreveport person, Shreveport people want to hire Shreveport. We've seen that every market we go to. People really take notice to a point where if we go into Bossier people might say, you're from Shreveport. And so it's very important that you're a Shreveport person, or a Bossier person, or, we say Shreveport Bossier. But if everyone looks me up or the company, we're all Shreveport. But I love Bossier. My grandparents lived in Bossier. So,
I don't know about that.
No, they did. So Ed's Emporium is my uncle, and he has a stained glass place in Bossier. The main thing about any business, not just in Shreveport, is just communication. Every problem we have is because of communication. Any client that's upset with us is because of communication. It's not the quality. It's not, Matt, he's doing turf now, and it doesn't matter about the type of turf he's installing and all that. If you have good communication, the turf will probably look pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, when you scheduled this with me, I got Evites on the calendar, and y'all just talk to me through email constantly. I was like, wow, okay. So
we have a tendency to over communicate.
Right.
They can communicate with
I tell our employees to please make clients mad that you're communicating too much.
Oh.
So, I know that's not really a Shreveport
It
thing.
is, but it's a business thing. You got to be able to communicate.
Right.
I don't care what business you're in, if you can communicate what you're going to deliver, when you're going to deliver it, how you're going to deliver it, and hey, what are your questions?
Yeah.
Okay, and do that. Okay.
Yeah, and roofing that's so true.
Exactly.
I haven't thought of that.
Everybody wants a roof on this day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's hard.
And we already, so roofers already take a step back. When you hire me, the roofing culture already has a really bad reputation. And so that's what we're constantly doing, is trying to work over that, because anybody can become a roofer out of a truck, and you can take that insurance check and never show up again, which happens.
Yep.
And so we're constantly having to battle that persona, and it's a fun challenge. We always tell people, look at our website, look at this. I've offered people to keep my ID or credit card overnight, just to know that I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm not going.
Right.
But
and that's the way it happens a lot of times. People need roofs. They come in, they do the roofs, and they're gone, and you never hear
Building
from them
them
again.
stay consistent. I mean,
Yeah.
we push our warranty a whole lot. We come back on almost anything to investigate. See if, like, they'll say, this shingle looks weird, and we immediately come back. So we have right now we've installed over 4,000 roofs in 5 years, I think. And in Shreveport, Bossier, we have about 50 open tasks. We call them tasks, which are callbacks on warranties. But a lot of them aren't. It's not 50. It's some of it's other stuff. So probably like 20 something where they're saying a shingle looks weird, or flashing looks weird. And then I look at the date. I'm like, God, this client's from 2019. And they just noticed that.
Wow.
But that's what we specialize. I mean, we really make sure we're going back, communicating, going to show them that, hey, our warranty is worth something.
and you're still around.
Yeah.
So many of these roofing companies that were here during that big hailstorm.
Yeah, Benton.
I mean, how many of those are still in town?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some good ones here. There's some great people in roofing in Shreveport, Bossier, and then there's some that have disappeared. And there's some people that have probably been arrested.
Well, we don't want any more storms. Okay. I know you want to do lots of roofs. Okay.
I don't want anyone to be hurt from storms.
Yeah.
And I don't want any of these properties to be into such chaos that it's ruining their personal life at all.
No,
That's not-
everybody calls when there's like crazy, like the trees
Yes.
everywhere. And Billy's like, that's not the kind of storm
Yeah.
we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, because those are frantic and their life has been upheaved.
Yeah.
But you know, the whole thing with starting a business in Shreveport, the communication can really go for starting a company anywhere.
Right.
But you know what Shreveport's great upon is its cost and your employees. I think Shreveport Bossier's got a lot of young talent that is not going to take the easy way out, as in Houston and Austin with the Dick's Sporting Goods. Which is if anyone works at Dick's Sporting Goods, it's okay.
It's all
it's
right.
a great job.
It's a good job.
I'm just saying, like, there's a ton of that stuff in Houston and Austin. And I think that, they'll give you a shot over a corporate company right away in Shreveport.
Yeah, I love that Hargrove, as a Shreveport guy, and I've spent a lot of my time creating events and stuff with the goal of keeping younger people in town. Like, I love that you provide a great job for a younger Shreveporter or Bossier person to stay here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's key.
Because Dave always, well, if you don't have the jobs, they're never going to stay for your culture stuff, Matt. And I get that. You have to have both. And I see it when I walk through your door. Everybody in that building is somebody, that I'm glad is still in town.
Yeah, so we really work hard on employee retention. We don't lose that many people, and that's tough because grass is always greener on the other side.
It is.
And so a lot of times I tell them, go see the world. You need to get a perspective.
In a lot of cases, that's okay. Go out.
Yeah.
Learn your
No hard
business.
feelings.
No hard feelings. Go out. Be successful. Learn the business. Okay. But remember, you can come back.
The other cool thing about Hargrove's growth is almost every branch, if not every branch when it opened, had a Shreveport person go. So you kept that connection to...
Yeah,
Yes.
so Coach Scott Abernathy, the old high school football coach in Shreveport, he's in Austin. Cole O'Neill, he's a big Shreveport guy. He's a little younger than me. He's in Lafayette. My sister Mae, she's in Houston. She's went to Bird. And then Adam Jones in Texarkana, he's from Shreveport.
He worked for me when he was 15 years old at Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
great
That's
guy.
great.
Houston, yeah. So every branch but Tyler is a Shreveport person.
That's great. Homegrown. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Billy. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And best of luck, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Thank
All
you,
right.
man.
Great.